Thought I'd pop in and give you a little update and talk about some things that maybe helped me and might help some of you. Remember, I'm no doctor, and we are all completely different in the recovery world, and everything reacts differently when it comes to healing and things that help us and things that don't help us, and so on, like that. But do I really know what helps me? Nah, I could say I'm over 7.5 years off of benzos, still tapering Remeron, and I've tried a million things, and usually trying things makes things worse. Um, and sometimes I'll be surprised at the things that do make me feel better. There was a time where I started eating, you know, um, I started eating more beef. I would eat it every other so many days, a little bit, stuff like that. At first, it used to make my body buzz like crazy. And then after that, I just started getting used to eating it more. And it ended up, I feel eating beef made me start to feel a little better in general. Nothing crazy, but I feel it made me strong, felt stronger, just a little more aware. My body could handle just a little bit more. I don't know if that was true. If it was placebo, I have no idea. Another thing that sort of helped me, um, and this was pretty recent, and I have no idea if it actually helps me or if it's just timing because I tapered and I started feeling better when I tapered Remeron and stuff. But I started using avocado oil. Now, considering I have a lot of histamine issues and stuff like that, I'm surprised I don't have a big issue with avocado oil. But once I started using it every day, I started feeling a little bit better. I don't know if that's just a fluke again or if it's something that, is actually true. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But those couple of things have helped me in the past couple of years. Well, the eating beef, I started probably about a year and a half ago, eating more of it, and it's definitely helps me. I was probably deficient in some stuff. Even though I had blood work and stuff, they never give you all the blood work you need. You know what I mean? So, but it was probably some uh, minerals and or whatever that I was needing, and that probably helps. Um, and I usually always use olive oil, and I usually have a little butter every day as well. I don't know if they say butter's not good for this and that. Honestly, it's I'm not seeing an issue with it. Hopefully it's not, any kind of saturated fats and stuff like that. Don't, you know, I know there's a lot of back and forth where people aren't really seeing it as being as bad as what they used to say for cholesterol stuff and whatever, clogging your arteries and whatnot. But I think I've used butter every day for the past mm, years, 3 years. No idea. I haven't had my cholesterol checked. It's always high, but it's always like right over the limit. Hey, I look like that guy that wrote Fault in the Stars. I don't know what he looks like, but I'll look. Maybe I do. Um, that was a sad fucking movie. Anyway, so I added avocado oil. I still know, like, because I have major histamine issues. I'm surprised avocado oil doesn't affect me a lot, but it doesn't. I don't know why. But Remeron itself and tapering it really fucked up my histamine channels and all that shit. So it's been hard because my allergies are just always terrible. I can't take the allergy medicine. I do once in a while if stuff's really bad, but it usually just ends up making me feel really drunk. So not a fan. Um, I used to take Zyrtec every single day before this whole mess with benzos and whatnot. So I know it used to be okay with me, but now I take it for any period of time, and I start getting more out of my head and more out of my head, and just feeling more drunk and unstable. That it's just not worth it. Eventually, I'll probably be back on it more because my allergies are always just so bad. So I'm hoping one day, I don't want to have to take a medicine for anything, but that's the one thing I wish I could actually take. So So the two things that have helped me in the past so long was, like I said, eating more beef, um, just more fat in my diet, um, adding avocado oil that helped, drink a lot of water. Nothing major here. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. If those even did make me feel better, it could have just been me tapering my Remeron, in general. But it's good to have those kind of fat in your diet. I totally overdo it too. I overdo it with butter and I overdo it with oil, and I know a lot of people say it's not good and a lot of people say it is good. So I'm just going by with how I feel. That's all I can do. um, let's see. In general, my last taper of Remeron went pretty well. Not fun by any means, but I was able to do a lot more this round of tapering. My body didn't completely crash right away. Um, I've been in a pretty good wave for the past week. A little bit better today, but I'm not gonna plan on tapering again till July. At least that's the plan. Probably where April, May, June. Yeah, probably July. Probably after the 4th of July, and then we'll go from there. I probably only have to taper. I don't know. It takes me so long to taper it between, but I probably have to taper like 5 more times, 4 or 5. It all depends before I jump, and then we'll see what happens. It's gonna be a while still, but I mean, I take months and months and months off because I can't tolerate tapering a lot. It's too much. Um, but life's been really hard and wonderful at the same time. Um, I always have a lot of stress. I can't seem to get that under control. Um, Gonna have to work on that more. I am moving right now, moving in with my girlfriend. So, as good of a move that is, it's still a lot of fucking work and it's a lot of stress. I'm still managing to eat okay. Um, Watching a lot of movies and stuff lately. Sometimes when my waves are really bad, I can't. But in general, it's gotten easier. So things do get better. I mean, it's taking me a long fucking time because first off, I got really fucked up by benzos to a point where I was pretty much fully disabled. Um, I'm not going through my whole story, but the thing was it was extremely intense, and I didn't get back full mobility for a bunch of years after that. And I had to taper off other drugs that they put me on as well. Gabapentin, Seroquel. Fuck, there was something else. But and the last one I was doing is Remeron, and Remeron, I it's been the worst, and that's because my nervous system was so completely shocked from benzos and all the other drugs. Mostly because of benzos. Benzos really did me in. That I could tell right away. Took within a couple weeks for me to realize how fucked I was. It was terrifying. Um, the symptoms that I endured were absolutely insane. And then that leads to bind, which is what is it? Benzo induced neurological dysfunction. Um, and my brain is just, you know, huge issue. It was just bad, and it still is. It's still an issue. I got a lot of physical symptoms. My waves are still really intense. My anxiety is still pretty bad. It's gets better, but then when it gets bad, it's terrifying. It's just terrible. Life is still really hard, and it'll probably remain pretty hard for me for a long time because in general I have health issues, you know. Anyway, so anyway, I'm gonna roll on out of here. I just wanted to give you a little update and talk about a couple things that helped me. Um, the air has been super dry because it's been cold, so I've been so fucking itchy, and I have to, usually I'll use a coke. I don't know what it's from Whole Foods or something, but it's like a coconut oil something moisturizer stuff. No bullshit in there. So try to use that, but that's also pretty expensive and you don't get a lot. So I'm not a huge fan of using the typical moisturizers that are at the grocery store because there's like 30 or 40 ingredients and I just don't think I want to put that on my skin. Sometimes I'll see lower amounts of ingredients that look pretty good. But the thing that bothers me about that, it always says something alcohol. And I know it's not regular ethanol alcohol. I know it's not. It's like benzyl alcohol, and it's usually like a food grade type alcohol that they use in makeup and stuff like that. And I know that probably wouldn't affect me. But for some reason, every time I see the word alcohol, I just stay away from it. So, anyway, you all have a great day, evening, wherever you're watching this. And